At first glance, Lewis Carroll and Franz Kafka seem worlds apart. One is known for whimsical nonsense, the other for bleak existential dread. Yet, when we look closer, both authors create unique universes where the bizarre collides with the familiar. This video explores the surprising connections between Carroll's Wonderland and Kafka's The Trial, focusing on their depictions of justice and absurdity. We'll see how a children's fantasy and a modernist nightmare can illuminate each other, revealing new layers of meaning in both. Let's begin our journey into the strange courts of Carroll and Kafka. Both Carroll and Kafka construct worlds that are at once familiar and deeply unsettling. In Wonderland, logic is twisted, and the rules of reality are appended, creating a playful but sometimes frightening atmosphere. Kafka's universe, on the other hand, is shadowed by a sense of inescapable doom, where the ordinary becomes menacing. Despite their differences, both authors use these settings to challenge our expectations and force us to question what we take for granted. Their worlds are not just backdrops, they are active participants in the stories, shaping the characters' fates. Carroll's nonsense is more than just playful word games, it's a systematic distortion of logic. His characters follow rules that make sense only within their own world, creating a sense of rationality turned inside out. Kafka, meanwhile, crafts a dreamlike logic that feels both familiar and alien. His characters are trapped by systems they can't understand, echoing the confusion and frustration found in Wonderland. Both authors use humor and absurdity, but while Carroll's is light and mischievous, Kafka's is dark and unsettling. One of the most striking parallels between Carroll and Kafka is their use of the courtroom. In Alice's adventures in Wonderland, the trial scene is chaotic and nonsensical, with verdicts delivered before any evidence is heard. Kafka's The Trial takes this absurdity to a new level, depicting a legal system that is both omnipresent and incomprehensible. The courtroom becomes a symbol of arbitrary power and the individual's helplessness in the face of authority. Both authors use this motif to question the very nature of justice. Perhaps the most famous line from Carroll's trial scene is, "Sentence first, verdict afterwards." It's a joke in Wonderland, but in Kafka's world it becomes a chilling reality. Joseph K., the protagonist of the trial, is arrested and prosecuted without ever learning his crime. The process is opaque, and the outcome seems predetermined. This reversal of logic highlights the absurdity and terror of systems that operate without transparency or fairness. It's a powerful commentary on the dangers of unchecked authority. In both stories, the main characters are swept along by forces they can't control. Alice, though clever and resourceful, is subject to the whims of Wonderland's inhabitants. Joseph K. is even more powerless, unable to challenge the authority of the court. Both are, in a sense, toys of their respective worlds, Alice in a playful sense, Joseph K. in a tragic one. Their struggles highlight the tension between individual agency and the overwhelming power of systems, whether fantastical or bureaucratic. A crucial difference emerges in how Alice and Joseph K. respond to their predicaments. Alice ultimately rejects the authority of Wonderland, declaring, "You're nothing but a pack of cards." This act shatters the illusion and frees her from the dream. Joseph K., in contrast, never questions the legitimacy of the court. He accepts his fate, unable or unwilling to break free. This contrast reveals the importance of perspective and resistance in the face of absurdity. Kafka's famous parable, Before the Law, encapsulates the tragedy of missed opportunities. The peasant waits his whole life for permission to enter, never realizing the door was always open. This mirrors Joseph K.'s inability to challenge the system. In contrast, Alice's willingness to question authority allows her to escape. The parable serves as a warning about the dangers of passive acceptance and the importance of seizing agency, even in the face of overwhelming odds. By comparing Carroll and Kafka, we see not just similarities, but a dialogue between two visions of the absurd. Carroll's Wonderland offers the possibility of escape through imagination and defiance, while Kafka's world warns of the dangers of surrendering to incomprehensible systems. Their works challenge us to reflect on our own relationship with authority, logic, and freedom. In the end, the true lesson may be that the power to resist absurdity lies within us all.